guys, I got a request to do a deeper in-depth tutorial of Ozone 5's equalizer, and specifically the matching function within Ozone 5. And basically what it allows you to do is, in theory, match the frequency distribution of a song that you like, or maybe even a pink noise curve, to the song that you're mastering. And in theory it's supposed to sort of help you balance things out after you've been mixing for a really long time, and supposed to help you out. In some instances it's actually really useful. In other instances it's much easier to just do the EQing yourself. But let's get started here. So what we first want to do is capture the source material that we want to master. So here's a remix I recently finished. It's just kind of a simple electro tune called Demons. It's a remix of Zed's Dead, their tune Demons. So let's do this. Okay, and basically snapshot time. Real time would be just a quick snapshot. It's like you're taking a picture with a camera. 1 second is the average span of the frequency distribution averaged over 1 second from when you put start capture. 3 seconds, same thing, except the average is over 3 seconds. 5 seconds, same thing, but 5, and 10, finally 10. I used infinite right there, and basically for however long you hit start capture, before you hit stop capture, it'll take an average of that frequency spectrum and turn it into your snapshot. So this is the average over however long we had it. So we're going to label this source because this is the source material. And right now we're going to start off easy, and we're going to match it to a pink noise curve. As I've mentioned before, humans tend to hear things a little bit brighter than they really are from about 1,000 hertz on. What pink noise allows you to do is, what pink noise basically is, it's white noise, but it's filtered out a little bit up top, starting at 1,000 hertz. And to humans, pink noise it's equally balanced noise throughout every octave of the frequency spectrum. So it's sometimes a popular thing to reference when you're mastering, and it makes sense, and it's actually a good way to get a good sense of balance within your song. Good way to do that is by looking at a pink noise curve. So what we're going to do is match from. So match from is basically the master that you're doing, the EQ that you want to have matched to some other source material or some other reference material. So in this instance, we're going to match our source, which is the incoming remix, and we're going to use the pink noise curve to affect it. So the way we do that is hit match from source, apply to pink guide, and then hit match. The amount is like a wet dry, and this is the now EQ curve. So you can see the EQ curve will dip down in the bass some, and it'll increase quite a bit up top. And then smooth is sort of like a Q, and the lower the smooth value, the higher the Q value. The higher the smooth value, the lower the Q. Usually I like to use a lower Q just because usually gives better results. So we're going to sweep the amount and see what it does to the incoming audio, and we're also going to take a snapshot too. Alright. Okay, we're going to stop it there. You can see that the source, let me get this here. So you can see that the source, we're going to make it pink, make it easy. The source is in white. That's the original timbre of the master, the track we're mastering. And in the pink right here, we have what we matched to the pink noise curve. So you can see it's a little bit less bass heavy, and it's a little bit more top end heavy. And basically you can see that's as a result of this EQ curve here. And you can also see that it's a little bit closer to this pink curve right here, and that makes sense. That's what we're trying to aim for when we're matching here. Obviously, the more you do the amount, the more drastic the change is going to be, and the closer it'll be to the reference. I usually don't like to use a really high amount. Usually I like to keep it pretty subtle if I ever use it. But that's how you do that. Let's also take a look. If you have a certain song that you like the balance of, you can use it to match your masters to. In this instance, we're going to take the lossless file I have of Zed's Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites remix. And first we're going to take a snapshot of that. I made a little bit of a mistake there. I had the matching still on, so it was applying the pink noise curve to the Scary Monsters remix. Let's not do that. Let's start over here. Do start capture and Alright, so in blue we have Zed remix. And let's try to match the our current remix with Zed's remix. So now instead of apply to pink guide, we're going to do it to Zed remix. We're going to hit match, and then the amount we're going to kind of vary. We're going to sweep. So let's play our song. In fact, let's capture it. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Okay, let's get everything situated here. So, snapshot 2 here. Let's make it really obvious. What's a really obvious color? Neon green. Right there. Okay, so Z reference. So, let's spell it out here. Do that. Okay, so the yellow curve you see here, it's kind of difficult to see underneath all the layers, but it's there we go. The white curve is the original master, the frequency balance of the original song we're mastering. The pink curve that you can kind of barely make out here. Let's see if we can turn that up. Man, it doesn't do anything. The pink curve you see here is when we're referencing the pink noise curve. The green curve you can see just barely here. I'm going to get this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way too. There we go. The pink curve is, or pink noise curve. The green one is when we're referencing the Z track. So you can see it's a little bit brighter up in here. The bass hasn't changed as much as the pink noise curve reference has, because pink noise isn't as bassy as obviously the Z track. And then finally the blue curve, you can see just faintly here, is the actual frequency distribution of the Z remix. So you can see that this kind of lays it all out there for you. And typically I like to reference, if I ever do matching EQ, I typically like to reference other songs of the same style. Pink noise isn't bad, but as you can see here, it does cut out some of your bass, and it makes quite a difference when you actually listen to the song. But the Z reference actually kind of did the same thing as the pink curve without affecting too much of the bass, which is why it's probably a better idea to match it to that one. That's pretty much how you use the different matching settings within Ozone. I hope that sort of addresses any questions you might have about it. Another guide they offer is the 6 dB guide. It's kind of like pink noise, only it's a little bit duller. Let me take all these off here. It's kind of like the pink noise curve, only it's not quite as bright. This is kind of what people used to master to. I shouldn't say they mastered to it, but it is what the curve that they used to use back in, say, the 70s and 80s with analog equipment. It wasn't quite as bright back then, the music, so that's kind of the curve that typically was followed. They didn't do it purposefully, I don't think. That's just kind of how it worked out. But yeah, if you guys have any more additional questions, please feel free to ask. I'll do my best to address any. Maybe I'll make another tutorial if I find it, is a good question, like this one was. And also keep an eye out for my remix I'm going to be putting up here pretty soon. Also check out my SoundCloud. Recently put a mix up. I do mixes once in a while for an online producer community, as I posted earlier last night. I'm going to put that up. It's a link to my SoundCloud mix. So yeah, thanks. Have a good night or good day depending where you live, and see you next time.